Well, hey guys, how's everybody? I hope you're well. I know a lot of you is here and are probably waiting to see this 455 build. If you've done any of the other saws like a 440 or 445, 450, it's the same general layout on it. It's just, it's a little bigger bore, a little bigger chassis. I've been waiting on some parts here, a couple new I'd bought, and Simple Man had actually sent me a parts saw up here for some stuff I needed, so you guys be sure to thank him for that. Anyway, where are we at? We've got our Duke's pop-up piston. In this case, this one should really benefit us. There's no way to do machine work on this. I'm sure someone that's very good machinist could. You'd actually have to line bore this pocket, and the other two same pockets on the other side. There really wouldn't be no way to set and file those out by hand or anything. You'd have to be set up and actually line bored, if it could even be done then. But your seal sets in one pocket and the bearing in another. And something else I'm going to add and note, this actually has one of the metal caps in the bottom, like a lot of your steel saws or a lot of the older homeowner saws. I really like that as opposed to the freaking bearings just sitting down into the composite body of the saw. But it, it's worked for years. It'll continue to work, I guess. But something else, the whole bottom end of this thing's pretty damn beefy. It's got a larger 6203 bearing in it. The bearing that would be like in a 288 or 394. A lot of other saws use that as well, but just wanted to share that with you guys. But when I say we should get something out of this pop-up, you can see I had this thing running a little bit and had to pull it apart due to an air leak. That's where I found out some parts were bad I needed to get, that the fella I'd bought it off of, or whoever he'd got it off of, had done some cobbling. It was a flea market saw. But anyway, the crown height on this one was identical to the OEM piston. That's why I like getting these pistons from the Duke. I'd rather have that as a highway piston any day. People argue that, but we're going to get into that in another video. I've gotten a couple good highway cylinders, I've gotten a lot of good highway parts, but we'll get into some things in another video, mainly just showing, what you can and can't do with them highway cylinders. But discussion for another day, that we may or may not even dive into. But anyway, what you guys are wanting to see, nothing really special here. If you go back to my 440 video, and you guys know how well that little thing runs, basically the same deal, except for I kind of played the uppers on this one just a little bit. It was a short blowdown saw anyway, but you know what, we made it even shorter. Whatever, it is what it is. Start here. This bridge generally comes all the way down, in my opinion. This is one of those cases where you need to grind the shit out of the transfers, and honestly it don't take but just a few minutes to cut that down. You'll have more time in doing your detail work and cleaning it all back up than you will just cutting it down. I ain't saying it's right or wrong. I've seen guys cut that all the way out and then take and break this bridge out. I don't do that. I go back to thinking hot rod, open plane or single plane versus dual plane intake. I feel leaving that bridge in there may help keep some torque. It's just the way my brain works on it. But take note, you have pulled a little material out of the the crankcase area. Is it enough to make a difference? That stuff's pretty thin, I doubt it, but you still are taking some away, in hopes for it to flow a little better. I know this works. I've done it on other saws, so we'll just leave it at that. The uppers, if I can get the light on them, maybe. There's nothing really much to show there. They had them on a pretty good angle anyway. I just raised them a couple of degrees. Exhaust support, not a lot to see there either. We was able to widen it a couple millimeters, kind of how we done on the 350. Got a pretty nice finish on it, but it is not raised any. Take note, when you do clean up and polish, it might raise it half a degree, 1 degree total. In most cases, no, but you are changing it a little bit. It's just kind of common sense on the matter. Intake port, nothing really to see there at all. I lowered the floor about 30 thousandths and left 60 grit texture on it. The Stratos ports, I went in, cleaned them up, and then went back in and polished them. Nothing really much to see there either. There's nothing but air goes through that port. You're welcome to polish the shit out of it. Guys, that's really about it. Not much here to show at all. Timing numbers on it like 105, 119, 75 is kind of where it's at right now. Not much off from where it's at stock. Any of you guys that's had a wheel on them and checked the timing will know that. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get my whole carb set up, bolted to it, and I'd urge you to do that on putting these back together or taking them apart. It just makes it easier. Get it dropped back down in there, and maybe, hopefully, the next thing you guys see is this thing up and running. Well, guys, she's running. She ain't running real well. We got an air leak somewhere, but it's turned. It's probably 20 degrees here right now. I'll probably go back into it. I think I know where it's at. Another day. Well, I'll probably just go ahead and upload this, give you guys something to check out. Let's see if she'll fire back up. She wanting a lot of fuel to run. I think it's to do with that seal I showed you guys. I've worked that cylinder back and forth a little bit, trying to get the carb to lay down in there, and it's either got an air leak there or around one of the crank seals. I can spray carb cleaner down and around the cylinder on either side, mainly on the PTO side. It's really bad. It'll stall plumb out and die there, so it ain't no big thing. It only takes 3 screws to pull this handle off, and then just your other typical stuff, and then it's just a handful of screws, and then the 4 screws that goes up through the bottom you pull the cylinder off by. But I think it'll run pretty dang good. I don't know, time will tell. I'm not going to get it out and try to cut with it the way it's running. The air leak on it's pretty minimal, but an air leak's an air leak. You can still wreck the saw. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. We'll get this back out another day. Y'all try to have a good day.